Salutations everyone, and welcome to What Mattered, the show where I tell you what mattered in the news this week. This week, the video game industry's two worst held secrets finally came out. Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out, and Nintendo's Switch console is a console/portable hybrid. One secret that did hold out, however, is that they're making a Candy Crush TV show? Okay, that one is not a joke. I mean, it is a joke, but it's not a joke. So let's, of course, talk about the Nintendo Switch. First, let's take a look at the name, Nintendo Switch. Alright, if it's bad, the internet will let us know how many bad words rhyme with Switch. But the logo is alright. Looks like they're going for a red, design to go away from the Wii U and the Wii Blue design. So I think the logo is alright. Nintendo Switch, it gets the message across that you can switch how you play, the controllers, the game screen, on the TV, on the go. So, that's fine and dandy. It's better than, the Wii or the Wii U. The Wii sold amazingly, and that wasn't the greatest name in the world, but they made it work. So maybe they can do the same thing with the Switch. So we know it is a console portable hybrid. The guts of the console itself is within the screen, not the dock itself. The dock does have some processing power that'll help it, go to your television, but the meat and potatoes of the console is actually in the device that you can detach from the dock and go on the go. So we don't know a lot about the console. This is the first information we've really ever gotten about it thus far. Everything else has been speculation and leaks. And like with Pokemon Sun and Moon, we got the leak of what this console actually was many moons ago. But with all of the different speculation going on, it was kind of hard to tell that this one was real or not. And with the two detachable things on the side and, that whole patent, that one did turn out to be true, much like the final evolutions of the Pokemon Sun and Moon starters. So with this, it raises a lot of questions. There's a lot of things still left to be answered. It was a decently sized trailer, but what we saw in the trailer, we have to not only focus on what we did see, but what we did not see. First of all, within the entirety of this trailer, there were no children. So it definitely seems like they're trying to market this, at the very least from the get-go, to an older audience, after maybe missing out on that demographic with the past two iterations, maybe just the past iteration. They've also had some emphasis on social play. We saw the NBA 2K17, the tiny little detachable D-pad analog stick things. That's fine and dandy, I guess, they showed, people traveling in cars and on the plane and that such, but I don't feel like that's the way that the vast majority of people are going to be playing. It's fine if you have kids, that's two controllers, you can do it on the go. It is cartridge-based. We did see that it is cartridge-based, so no discs, which means better for battery life. Of course, we don't know what the battery life is the thing is going to be. We don't know if the analog sticks click in. We don't know if it has amiibo support built in. We know it is going to support amiibos, but we don't know if the reader is on the controller or if it's on the screen, or if there's going to be like a separate thing altogether. We have the plus button, the minus button, what it looks like is going to be another multi-use button. Maybe that has an NFC reader in it. Maybe it's a share button. Who knows? We saw a number of different controllers. Of course, there was the one with the screen. There was the one without the screen, of which you would detach and, put it on the sides. They also showed a Pro controller out the get-go, which was also quite promising. And they had some focus on a fake esport event centering around Splatoon. Now, we'll get into the games in a minute, but it's kind of weird that they would, fake an esport event for Splatoon when Nintendo already has an esport video game, and it's called Smash Brothers. So weird how they would focus on something that isn't in the esports arena as opposed to one that actually is. Now, of course, With the games that were shown, we got to see this little bit of a Mario thing. We don't know if that's a new game or a tech demo. We saw Mario Kart 8 and we saw Splatoon, but not in the way that we see them currently on the Wii U. They had different features and or content than the games that we have right now on the current Nintendo console. So we don't know if this is just going to be a port with additional features. That definitely seems to be the most likely situation. That's also what we've heard thus far from, insider sources. As far as what the launch titles are going to be, we've heard anywhere from only 3 to 5 games at launch, and the vast majority of them seem to be ports, and that's a little concerning. They did show how many developers are on board, and a couple more have come on in the last couple days as well to show that they will be developing games for the Nintendo Switch. But, most of these are just filler companies, not very big names. It's still missing quite a few, but it's got some heavy hitters. It's got Ubisoft, it's got Activision, it's got EA, which almost had no support for the Wii U. So, with this trailer, we learned very little. There's a lot of very interesting ideas represented within this trailer on how you play the game, but we still don't know what it's capable of, how different controller schemes are going to work, and exactly what the games are. We did get to see different versions of current games, but they still were obviously current games. This wasn't a brand new Mario Kart. It probably wasn't a brand new Splatoon. They could be. Who knows? I would definitely expect, at least one game to be bundled with the game at launch, whether that be, a Mario game that's a brand new one, or anything else is yet to be seen. We've heard that Smash Brothers is going to be ported over to the game, but we don't know how the licensing issues for those third-party characters will deal. It doesn't seem like there would be any additional content or a patch to the game, but that's all speculative and up in the air. Hopefully Nintendo will give us more information before the year runs out, because it comes out in March, like they said it would. So, a lot of very interesting things. There's definitely a lot of questions left to be answered, but it is the games that are the focus and how you play them. With this whole detachable controller thing, that does leave a lot of windows open for additional things that I think that you could put on your either your standalone console controller or on the game screen controller itself. So it lends itself to some modulation, but that is all still speculative at this point. Maybe a focus on esports, and more third-party support definitely doesn't hurt, because that's one of the biggest downfalls of the Wii U. Of course, the Wii U trailer wasn't the only thing that we saw. Red Dead Redemption 2, which we've known has been coming for a number of months now. We've seen the size of the map, and now we actually get to see a trailer that really didn't show much. We don't know if John Marsden is going to be in this game. Of course, he died at the end of the first one. Is this going to be a prequel that includes him, or is it going to be, different characters altogether? It seems like there's definitely going to be a connection to the first game, and since the first game took place in time of the end of the open West era, it would make sense that the sequel wouldn't take place afterwards, that it would take place beforehand, whereas there was still cowboys and horses and choo-choo trains all over the gaff. So I definitely think that we can expect a lot of tie-ins to the first game, whether it's a prequel or not. Concerning the main character of the first one is yet to be seen, but it does look gorgeous. The map's going to be bigger, horses are going to play a bigger role, and there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be brand new to gamers with this experience, because this is Rockstar's first ever current generation console released. Another big trailer that came out this week was for Logan, the final Wolverine movie starring Hugh Jackman. And boy, this was a very good trailer. Outside of the music, which was very cliche, using Johnny Cash's version of Hurt. Sure, it did work with the trailer, but that's pretty cliche. Of course, you have a lot of people going, whoa, I never heard this song before, because, I don't know, they're 10 years old or something. But regardless, it was a fantastic trailer, definitely setting a different tone. And if you've seen the Red Band trailer, he straight up brains a motherfucker with his adamantium claws. So yeah, it's gonna be rated R, and it definitely has a different tone. And much like with the Wolverine movie, the last solo Wolverine movie, not the Origins one, it feels like a a regular action movie starring a superhero. It doesn't feel like a superhero movie. A lot of people are making, you know, these parallels to The Last of Us, because you have a really old dude and a young girl, as if The Last of Us was the first to make that sort of narrative. But, you know, people are unoriginal in their comments on YouTube. But I think it looks really good. It's interesting to see what Professor Xavier is going through, what's happened to the mutants, how much of the old man's Logan storyline they're going to be using, and of course this little girl is of course X-23, so that's very interesting to see how they're going to handle the development of that character. It looks amazing. It really does. This is going to be a day one ticket purchase for me, because it's a pretty damn good looking trailer. The Pokemon Sun and Moon demo came out, and with that was the inevitable leaks of other Pokemon that are going to be in the game, especially with the final evolutions of our starters, which of course were leaked a few months ago and seemed relatively legit, but it was kind of hard to sift through all of the other speculations of what they might look like and supposed leaks that were of course not true. But this is what they look like, so now we can finally make our choices. I'm going to be sticking with my boy Rowlet, because he looks like a badass owl archer, and that's really cool, and Litten isn't adorable anymore, and looks like he's probably going to be firefighting, because it looks like he's got like a UFC belt on kind of a thing. But a lot of people really like what they did with Popplio, and a lot of people don't, so that's that. And of course, as you can see, today marks the beginning of Volume 4 for RWBY, which just leaves so many of us nervous and excited. We have to switch from using Poser to Maya for animation, and all the questions about what has happened in the time between Volumes 3 and 4. We got Ruby ahead of Team Ranger. What's up with Yang? Where did Blake go? And now Weiss has gone back to Atlas. Salem is there, and she's a bitch, and last time I spoke with Jen Taylor, she said that she wasn't approached for any work on Volume 4 yet. Of course, that was before the end of Volume 3, where it was revealed that, she is the main antagonist of the show, it appears to be. And there's just so many questions, and we're all very nervous about what's going to happen. Is Penny coming back? Because she was a robot. There's probably like a hard drive in there or a backup or something. We saw like the back of her, inventor's head or something. There's so many questions about Yang's mom and Crows and Animangus and just so many things. Any Hootie and the Blowfish, that is what mattered this week. If you'd like to know what matters in the future, hit the subscribe button when these videos comes out every single Saturday. Hope you all enjoy it. Leave your comments below about anything that I mentioned this week, and we'll catch you all next time.